Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It is Monday, March 13th, and we are here answering financial questions from all of you very smart, wonderful, and engaged audience members who send us your financial questions. If you have a question, and maybe you've been listening to the show for a while and you just didn't have a reason to get on the air with us, maybe something's changed in your life. Don't be shy. We can help you out. All you need to do is go to jillonmoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. You fill out the form. Just it sends us an email. It's not a problem. If you don't want to come on the program, no sweat. We do email episodes every so often. But if you do want to come on the air, check the little box and we'll get your note and it will magically come to us. Very exciting. So a few things to remind you. Number one, I know it's been like a whopping, how long has it been since the book is out? Let me think about this. It's like 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And I haven't shut up about it. I'm sorry. Blame George, the publisher. Blame George, okay? Because every Monday morning, here's the book sales. Like, we could be doing more. You still pump? Yeah, I'm still pumping it. So again, if you'd like me to shut up about the book, just buy it and I will shut up about it. It's right on the website, The Great Money Reset. And so is our brand new service. It's called Jill on Money Live, which will allow you for a whole $35 to have access to quarterly live webinars and more special content, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with that. I know I keep promising it, so I better come up with something good. Let us know what you think that should be. Yeah, maybe you guys have an idea. Let us know. So Jill on Money Live, $35 a year, quarterly live webinars, more special content to come. All right. Now, today, let's get on the air with one of you. It is Thomas, who is on the line from New York City. Hello, Thomas. How can we help you out today?
Hi, Jill and Mark. I'm thinking about retiring early, and I want to buy a place in Florida.
Why? Stay in New York. I need you to keep paying your taxes here. Come on.
Well, we would be snowbirds. So.
Okay. So tell us what's the situation and how we can help you out, you think?
Okay. I'm 51. Just
51? That is so young. Okay, 51. And how old's the wife?
50.
Okay. What do you guys do? Are you like pensioners? Do you do something where you're going to get a fat pension?
We are. I'm a municipal lawyer for the city, and I have a pension coming at 57, which would
What's that amount?
If I retired at 57, it would be $100,000 a year.
Whoo! And what about how early are you thinking about retiring? You said I want to retire early. You mean before 57 or at 57?
Before 57, ideally. Well, I don't want to retire. I want to do financial independence, new endeavor.
All right. There you go. Because you know I was going to bust your chops about this.
I know. I've been listening to you so long, I knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah. It's like having your like older sister there nagging you. I told you, fine, not fire. Okay. So, Thomas, what happens if you were to retire? Let's call it the end of this year, right? It's the end of 2023 and you retire. Then you don't touch your pension, or do you receive a smaller pension for retiring early? What's the ideal here?
Yeah, I wouldn't start collecting until 57. The payout would be less. The good thing is there's a raise coming due, 3% raise, retroactive starting in for 2 years, starting probably in the summer.
Oh, so so let's do the numbers then. Let's say, is it the end of this year that you're thinking about?
Either maybe the end of this year or maybe 2024 or 2025.
Okay, so let's see if we can try to do it this year, just because you sound like a nice guy. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, so let's presume it's the end of 2023. You've already turned 51, or will you be 52 at the end of this year?
52 at the end of this year.
Okay, so you're 52. You retire, you don't collect the pension, but then what would the pension benefit be at age 57? What would be that reduced number, assuming you had gotten that raise?
About $80,960 a year.
About $80,690. Okay, so I'm going to say $80K. Now, is your wife also entitled to a pension?
She is, not till she's 62.
Okay, from you're 52, will she be 51 at the end of this year?
Yeah, well, this is the rub. She would keep working, hopefully.
Oh, okay.
So she was part-time from when the kids were young until they're now 19 and 21. So
I love that. Okay, so how much does she earn?
She just went back full-time, so she earns about $120,000.
Okay, so 120,000. So at the end of this year, can you live on 120,000 for the two of you?
We can.
Okay,
Yes.
so you can live on that. All right. So I'm not even like, I'm kind of like not looking, I know in 5 years, right? At the end of 2028, you collect this 80 grand. Do you think in 2028 she continues to work still, or would
No,
she?
she would probably retire at
Okay. I got it.
54, 55.
I got it. Okay. So in 2028, we lose the 120, but you get your 80. And then just to be clear, at age 60, what is her pension then?
62, it's about 36,000 a year.
Okay. So just so I'm clear, that would be your 80, her 36 at her age 62, right? But that combined income you guys can live on, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay. Would you guys be entitled to Social Security as well?
Yes.
Do you know the numbers for that? Like just full retirement age. Maybe do it at say 67.
All right. Mine, I would wait till 70. Mine would be about 4,000 a month.
Okay, it's 70. Yours is 4,000 a month. What's hers?
She wants to take it at 62.
No. No.
Well,
Let's do hers. What is her full retirement age? What's her 67 number?
3,600.
Okay. So you guys are fantastic shape. Once you get to be 70 years old, you have so much money coming in. You won't even know what to do with all of it. So let's talk about how you float this in between period and what other assets you have, Thomas. So I feel like you're going to totally be able to do this, but you're going to have to maintain two places. Is that what's happening? So do you own your place in New York?
Yes. Free and clear.
How much is it worth?
About 425,000.
Okay. And do you plan to keep that because you have kids and stuff?
Yes. The younger one's living there.
You said you kind of want to be a snowbird. First of all, number one, do you own anything else in a warmer climate?
Well, we're looking.
Where are you looking? In Florida, you said?
Yeah. Delray Beach.
Okay. What would you have to spend and how do we finance it?
We're looking somewhere between 250 to 300,000.
I'm going to say 300 because whenever anyone gives me a range, I don't know how it ends up sort of floating up to the top end of the range. Do you have $300,000 stashed away to do this? Do you want to, like, are you going to get a mortgage? Like, how do you think you're going to finance this?
We could put like 100,000 down.
100K down. But you're not going to do this. Why would you do this now? In other words, your wife's still working. Can she work remotely?
No.
Why are we buying right now? Should we not buy? Should we just rent for a couple of years and see how you like it?
That's a possibility. I mean, we think the prices are going down with the mortgage rates rising. But then you have the high mortgage rates.
Maybe. We'll see. Let's talk about the assets. Tell me about the assets that you own. So number one, you have money in the bank. How much in the bank?
About 110,000.
Okay. And that's like your emergency reserve, or is that earmarked for the home purchase?
No, well, 50 is emergency reserve that I have in a high yield savings.
Okay.
Earning about 4%. My wife has about 50 or 60. She keeps separate.
Good
she
for
would use
her.
the down payment.
Good for her. Do you have any other non-retirement assets like a mutual fund or stocks or anything like that?
Yes, I have a Vanguard account that's taxable.
How much in there?
About 240,000. The majority in the Vanguard high yield corporate bond fund.
So 110 in the bank, which we have to keep that, just because this transition period anyway. But we got Vanguard brokerage. What about retirement accounts? What else?
My work, I have 670,000 primarily in a 457, about 75K in Roth and target date funds run by Voya. My wife has approximately 500K in a 403B through Fidelity, mostly target date funds. I have 115,000 Roth in Vanguard and another 30K in Roth at Janus Henderson.
Great. So when you said, the first thing you said was 670 grand in a 457, you mean of which 75 is Roth, right?
Correct.
Okay, I gotcha. So interest. So you have a lot of assets. You really do. This is fantastic. Anything else I'm forgetting in this game plan or not?
Yes. We have 85 and my 19-year-old's 529, which he's not going to college.
Oh, wait a second. Okay. So we can roll 35 of that into a Roth eventually. Is there any need for the older one is there any grad school or anything like that?
We don't think so. He's
Okay.
he's launched as a nurse now.
Oh, God bless him. That was a very smart move. By the way, don't become a doctor now. A nurse is much better. Let's go big picture. You can totally do your financial independence new endeavor. There's no doubt in my mind, because I don't know how much money you guys are spending. What's your guess on your spend?
About $7,000 a month, but that's before the purchasing the new property.
Sure. Okay. But $7,000 a month, we know you can cover, even if you got, like, what would you do for your new endeavor? Something fun, exciting. You wouldn't be a lawyer anymore. It sounds like you have a hard job.
Well, my dream is to work at different tennis tournaments.
Oh.
So I know you and Mark like tennis.
Yes. Oh, okay. That would be fun. That would be
I
great.
work at the U.S. Open now, but pays minimum wage. So other tournaments don't pay.
FYI, minimum wage would be like better than zero. So that would be something.
But I would do part-time work as a lawyer. I think I could pull in maybe 20 to 30 grand.
Let's say that you had 20 grand coming in, right? Your wife keeps working. She's making 120. That's 140. We pay your taxes. And I think you're in good shape. There shouldn't be any problem. Here's the issue. We need to think about the Florida thing. And we really need to think about this. Now, is your wife gung-ho on the Florida thing also or not?
Yeah, but she wouldn't be happy if I was down there and she wasn't. She was
exactly.
working.
So here's how about this? I think there could be a very good negotiation here. So first of all, if you want it to be done at the end of 2023, you could totally do it. The thing is, I wouldn't say you should buy in that time horizon. I would think only if something like fell in your lap that was an unbelievable deal, like, and you're really looking. And we have not really, I think that prices are coming down, but if we didn't want to soak up all of the taxable accounts that you have, which I really don't think you should do, I'm just saying if you were dying to do it, we could, then we would be waiting to have some sort of magic meeting point between prices coming down and mortgage rates coming down, which may or may not happen in Florida. I would be much more interested in you guys spending some time doing this, like a practice run, and renting. And maybe you could get a one or a rental for, not this year, obviously, but maybe next year that you stay, let's get a long-term rental and see how we like it. I mean, you're not going to stay there in the middle of the summer. It's god-awful hot, right? Maybe see if you like it.
I mean, we've been there several times, but not for a long,
I think you have to do it for a long time. I think you have to do it before you plunk down all your money. You might have this great idea. Maybe it's better. Maybe for you guys, the thing that you would really want to do is be true snowbirds and rent. Maybe renting is actually a better thing than buying. Here's what I would do. I would look into renting and see how much it costs, because the cost of carrying a $200,000 mortgage is not that big a deal right this second. But you know what? It's an extra cost, and maybe renting is cheaper, at least in the beginning. Let's see if you like it. And in your mind, would you sell your New York City place eventually and move full-time to Florida? Is that kind of the concept?
No, I think we're going to keep it, eventually give it to my younger son.
Give it? He can buy it. What about the other one? How do you balance those two out?
We give him cash.
Oh my God.
We're going to be entitled to a decent sized inheritance, we think, too.
Oh, that's a big change. So here's what I think. I think we do renting in the beginning. You can totally do this. Big picture, you're sweet. It's all good. It really is. Okay. You got plenty of money. You can finance this. Tell your wife not to take Social Security at 62, unless she is not well health wise. But there's no reason for her to do that. It's a permanent reduction. It's a terrible idea. Bad math on that. You can do this. I say rent in Delray in the beginning, see how it goes. And maybe you'll buy, but maybe you won't. Maybe you're going to be like, you know what? Delray is a nice place, but we actually don't want to live there. This just happened to a friend of mine who moved to Miami after doing exactly what you did, was like, hey, this is awesome. I love visiting here. Then living there, they were like, it's too crowded here. We have the same problems of New York City. So they've moved, they thought, oh, I want to be on the beach. It's so cool. Well, everyone wants to be on the beach. So they moved inland a little bit and got more of a golfing community kind of thing. Maybe you want to be in an awesome tennis community. I don't know. But I just think for you, practicing this is going to be a much better thing than just jumping in. So I would take the purchase off the table for right now. I really would. And then eventually you can, especially if you're going to be getting an inheritance, especially if, as time goes by, we'll see whether your wife's going to be cool with you like calling it quits after this year. But it gives you like a couple of years to just get used to this idea. Then your pension comes in. I mean, everything of this really works. I don't want you to take on the burden of a new Florida residence before you practice for at least a year, maybe 2 years. And again, only if you had like the most unbelievable deal of the century plopped in your lap. Hey, my friend's parents just died and they want me to take this Delray Beach place. I said it was going to be $300. They want me to take it for $220 and I'm going to buy it right now. Call me back if that happens. But otherwise, unless it's like the deal of the century, no, I wouldn't do it. So besides that, you have everything else done. You're a lawyer, so you have your estate documents, right? You got all that stuff done?
I do.
Okay. The only other thing about the 529 for your younger son is that we want you to leave enough money in, because this is part of the Secure Act 2.0, that we want you to leave enough money so you can roll it into a Roth for him. Okay?
Yeah, I plan on doing that. Thank you.
All right. What else do you need to know from us?
I mean, should I start? I'm contributing 20% to the Roth. Should I start stockpiling cash, you think? Or?
I mean, look, you have cash available. You already have $100,000 in cash and you've got the Fidelity brokerage if you needed it. I think you've got enough cash. And tell me about the inheritance that you think you might be entitled to. Again, I know it's like weird to talk about that, but what do you think?
Maybe 500 to 750,000.
Then I would not stockpile cash. I would use the Roth. And you're going to get money out of the 529 plan. So you feel good? You feel okay about this? You've got your papal commission here. You've gotten your dispensation. Pope Jill says, yes, financial independence, new endeavor in your sights. No to purchasing the Delray Beach condo. Okay?
Thank you.
At least for now. My pleasure. If you, like Thomas, would like to noodle through some financial independence new endeavors, why don't you give us a holler? Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air. While you're on the website, don't forget, we've got a free weekly newsletter. Comes out every Friday, which I love. Mark does an amazing job with that. Leave us a rating and review on Apple and try to do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.